Hi everyone, it's Jill Lancet, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. And I'm not sure whether it's happened where you are, but autumn has arrived in Sydney. My favourite season because it's not too hot, it's not too cold, whatever. Anyway, enough about the weather. In fact, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, here's my name. There's my online store. If you do need to purchase anything, you can go there. It is a secure site. Email me, please, if you have any issues or questions, or you just want to talk about something. The host code till the 5th of April is this series of letters and numbers here. Now, we're going to make a stamp today, and we're using one colour of ink. It's a very, very easy technique. It is called triple stamping. I think that's what it's called, triple stamping. And we're going to use one stamp from the set called Art Gallery. This is a beautiful set. Now, it's been around for a little while. I'm not saying it's going to disappear from the annual catalogue, but it might. We don't know what the new products are. It's in the current annual catalogue, which ends at the end of April. I think it's the end of April. I don't know what date it is. But there it is. It's called Art Gallery, and it's got some really nice sentiments in it. It's got these beautiful watercolour kind of two-step stamps, but we're only using this one here. We're only using this smaller one here, and we're going to create what is called triple stamping. I think it's called triple stamping. So let's get to it. We're going to use this little greeting here that says best wishes. Again, it's a very generic greeting. It could mean anything. So I tend to do that because I don't know what the card is at the time I'm making it. So that's what I do. We're going to also use these beautiful, these have been my favourite. These are called the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. This is the item number here. It is 158130 if you wanted to get some of those. I don't know if they'll still be around. I've got a couple of packets open, so we're going to use those. We're going to use the Wink of Stella. I'm not sure whether you've seen this before. It's like a clear, sparkly paintbrush, for want of a better word. You'll see how we're going to use that as we go along. And I have everything here. So this is the finished card here. You may or may not be able to pick up that Wink of Stella. I've splashed it basically all over it. It's a bit hard in the light, and it's actually quite overcast here today despite my desk lamps. I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but there's a bit of a trick to this card, so let's get to it. Now, I have cut everything up as per I normally do. And the first thing we need is, I'm using Very Vanilla. I'm on a bit of a Very Vanilla kick at the moment. I tend to use a lot of basic white, but my poor old Very Vanilla's been getting neglected. So A4 cut in half and then scored at 10.5. So it makes our standard card size, which I think is called A6 here in Australia. I'm not sure. We don't need that just at the moment, but we do need these next bits and pieces. So I'm going to show you what we have here. I haven't measured these as yet. I've been very remiss. So I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss, and I've been using this a little bit lately, and it is 14.35. So I'll just write those down here on this post-it note, just in case you need to refer back to that. So Blackberry Bliss is 14 0.35 by 10 centimeters. We have another piece of Very Vanilla, and it is 13.85 by 9.5. So that's basically half a centimetre difference in the overall. And then we have two pieces here. We have another piece of Blackberry Bliss, which is 10. So that's Very Vanilla. This is Blackberry Bliss, and it is 10.8. Yep, 10.8 by 5 centimeters. Another piece of Very Vanilla, which is 10.3 by 4.8, is it? 4.7. And the final little piece is Blackberry Bliss. And this is my wobbly table again, and it is 7.8. Gosh, I need to get new glasses. 7.8, I think, by 5. And the last Very Vanilla piece is 4.2. 4.2 by 7.2. 7.2. So you'll see that that's 3 pieces of Very Vanilla with what we call a mat behind it. Now this is where the trick to this card comes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to layer it. We're just layering the Very Vanilla pieces on, and then we're going to stamp it, but I'll show you what we're going to do. So we can get rid of these for the minute, the Blackberry Bliss pieces, and we're going to use the Blackberry Bliss ink, and that's the only colour we're using on this card. So I'll bring that out, I'll pop that over there ready, and what we're going to do is we're going to just put some of our Stamp and Seal, not the Stamp and Seal Plus, but the Stamp and Seal, and we just want a little bit. Now I just want to de-stickify that, so I'm just putting it on the palm of my hand, and this is where you can get creative and you can put it wherever you like, but I'm a bit anal, dare I say, OCD, anal, and I'm just de-stickifying this as well because we want to take them back off again. So once I've done this, I'm going to pop them where I want them, and we might put these a bit differently. I might just pop these down a bit differently just to make it a bit interesting. Okay, so now I have those stuck, and they're not permanently stuck. I will be able to take them off again. I just need a bit of scrap paper underneath and our Stampin' Mat. So because I'm using the photopolymer stamps, I need that stamping mat. So I'm going to ink this up, and this is the Blackberry Bliss, I'm just going to ink this up, and I might stand up just so that I can see what I'm doing and that it's in frame, etc. So I want to create a scene. So, and I'm stamping over all 3 layers. And you can see that little bit of border, but don't panic. Don't worry about that, because we're going to be able to remedy that. And I'm turning the stamp. As you can see, I'm turning the stamp because I want to create a bit of interest so that it doesn't look like it's just the same stamp, stamped repetitively along this piece of cardstock. Okay, can't stamp and talk as well at the same time. So I'm just going to fill in the spaces now. And I want this to look like it might be coming out of this next flower. So we shall see what we can do. There we go. And that's basically all the stamping of the flowers that we're going to do. Now it looks a bit weird, I know, but trust me, bear with me. So now I want to stamp the best wishes. And I'm going to put it on this panel here. Maybe my pad needs to be a bit re-inked. But anyway, let's not worry about that right this second. Fingers crossed. Hold your breath. And hope for the best. Lovely. Let's put the lid on this before I do some damage with that. So now we've got this odd looking thing here. We're going to take it all back off again. I'm going to sit back down again now. And we're just going to take those off and assemble the card. And you'll see how it turns out. So the first thing I'm going to do is to glue the main piece onto the main mat. And I can just see that glue going everywhere. So it looks a bit weird, I know, if you look at them separately. It does look a little bit weird. Now those sizes will give you a really nice narrowish border. So I'm hoping that's straight. Yep, looks pretty good to me. And we're just going to glue each of the panels onto their respective mats, and then we'll put them together. Oops, sorry, out of camera shot. Oh dear, either I've had too much coffee or not enough, and I've had 2 cups today. So you can be the judge of that, whether that's too much or not enough. And then this last little piece is going on here, like that. Now it didn't make much sense until we put this together, and then it does. So this piece needs to go down first because this piece goes on top of it. So now you can glue these, or you can put them up on Stampin' Dimensionals. That's entirely up to you. I do suggest you experiment. Now we're kind of just rematching up where the flowers were. Now they're going to be a little bit out, because we've got now this border across here. But just do your best and see how you go. But it's a very, very easy technique. I might just put a little bit more on there. It is a very, very easy technique, and it is quite striking. So as you can see, any little minor mistakes aren't going to make that much difference. So there we go. And it looks quite effective. So all I did was I just used some of the very vanilla baker's twine, which I really love. It's a very soft little baker's twine. But before I did that, I took the Wink of Stella and no, that's not what I used. What did I use? Something hard, like this ruler. And I just went like that. Do protect your desktop because it does splash everywhere. Now you can only see this in the light, so you will need to turn it to see. And it does just create a really nice finish on these cards. But I'm not finished because I'm going to get the dark Blackberry Bliss that I had the other day, and I'm going to do the same with the Blackberry Bliss. I'm just going to tap it sharply, and I'm trying to keep it towards this side here. Now have a look at that, and then we'll see what the difference is. And it gives a very, very, very fine spatter. Oh, I don't think this was the thing I used. What did I use? One of these. And it gives a very, very, very fine spatter of the Blackberry Bliss. And I'm just tapping it sharply against something hard. Now it's flowing. And where's the lid? Here's the lid. Now I'll hold that up and you can have a look. Now I hope you can see that. Oops. Oops, she says. I just hope you can see that. Now that's going on our card. I've got to put the ribbon, the baker's twine on it. So I want it to go about, I guess about there. I'm going to put a little piece of some of the Stamp and Seal, just to secure the baker's twine in. Oh, is that the small bit or the long bit? That's the small bit. Okay, just hang on, hold your horses, honey. So, yep. Just straight across here, and these two cards are slightly different, and you will see the difference when I hold them up. Now what I do is, because the baker's twine can be a little bit tricky, I always put a little bit of tape just for added security with the baker's twine. I'm going to put some glue on that. Glue that to the front of our card, and it seems as though I've been making landscape cards lately, but that's just the way it's worked out. So I'm just going to pop that on there. Then I'm going to make our bow. Where is the string? Here it is. And I just do the old rabbit ears, but you do it whichever way suits you. I have never yet been able to just wrap a piece of ribbon or string around a card and tie the bow on at the same time. I've never been able to do that. It just never works out for me. So I always do the cheats way, and that is to make the bow separately and pop it on with a glue dot. So I think that looks okay. Glue dot, so we'll pop that on there. There's a glue dot. Now what I do is I just fold that glue dot around the back. Just fold it around and then pop it on like that. And I'm going to put those beautiful iridescent rhinestones on. Now they pick up the Wink of Stella. They will kind of match the Wink of Stella. And this is where I probably fall down, is putting these things on. Seriously. So maybe one there. Best to put them in threes, odd numbers. If you can do a triangle configuration, that is okay too. So let me get all this stuff out of the way, put these cards side by side, and there's our measurements again if you need them. So this one I have them going more towards up. These ones are going more towards down. So they're going down like that. It's a very easy technique. Triple stamping, I do believe that's what it's called. It gives you this illusion that, how did you do that? How did you painstakingly stamp those in exactly the same spot so that the pattern continues? Well, it's an illusion, my friends. But thank you so much for spending a bit of time with me today. Do get in and have a look at the new the mini catalogue and the current annual catalogue. They both end in April. Have a look through. If there's anything you want or need, don't hesitate to put an order in. You can go to my store there. Some things are already becoming on the low inventory list, and the first things that will go will be the in colours, because they are not coming back. So have a look there, and I hope you enjoy that technique, triple stamping, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.